fuck out. Ow.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 감지해서 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이
I also
증명된
almost
Alright.
got that fucking roulette one too.
그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고.
Yeah, you know, like
Cromer?
50-50 on whether or not it is
Hold on. How the
whether or
fuck
not it's
is
50-50.
Cromer at 1 HP
막아내지 못하리.
and hasn't transitioned?
Oh, probably because of the turn end damage that didn't actually proc until turn start damage that they would have received.
Ah. So I send you the new BRB screen.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Is it too small?
It's right.
Bitch right now wanted, and bitch right now wanted all the beef.
That's a fucking good one. Okay, I'll have to like do that after stream, but I think that's probably my favorite.
It's because you encountered Valentina like
Multiple
three
times
fucking
at this point.
times. She wasn't settled with the first one, so she had to go with the second, then the third. It's so fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Also,
oh my god.
okay. Also, before I was not a believer, but now I am. Fucking Zichu. Family Hierarch Ishmael is actually goated. I can't believe I'm admitting it. They were like one of the few things that was actually winning me that fucking encounter.
I mean, with her fucking
It's
double
the
hit,
S3.
well, attack
It's
weight.
the fucking S3. Also, I have to point this out. I find it kind of funny that there's a kind of noticeable similarity between Lord of Hongyu-1, Honglu, and Family Hierarch, Ishmael. Also, thank fuck for
What
Honglu's
is
immortality.
새삼스럽지만 꽤 괜찮네. 제법이야.
No, what's the similarity?
Oh, I will show you. Oh yeah, right, there's a check here. I fucking forget about that all the time.
Of course there is. Okay. I was
Okay.
about to say, who cares about the check fail? Cromer proceeds to die.
Okay, anyways, look at Honglu. Gloom, Gluttony, and
Gluttony.
single coin Unbreakable skill 3. Also, the skill 2 has 4 coins, I mean. Gloom, 2 coins, 4 coins, Gluttony skill 2, and a single coin Unbreakable.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, it was something I only noticed while using this team.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's not winning here.
what's the name? What was it? Oh, JQ. Jacques is the older brother of Shichun, right?
Not they. Okay, it's Chinese family, so that should tell you how fucking complicated it is.
Of course, it's the Chinese family.
Where it's like they refer to each other as brother and sister and that kind of shit, but they weren't actually birthed by the same parents.
Yeah. That I know. That's why I did say technically.
Yeah.
탑봉창.
So what do oh yeah, what do you say about drifting blade Ryoshu?
Really good in Mirror Dungeon, and the reason why I'm using her is so I could get the double eco gift.
엄마가 검을 들고 나갈
Yeah, like the
And of course
poise
she's-
and the rupture.
엄마가 돌아오지 않는군.
And of course she's basically shit in actual gameplay.
무사히.
Not actual gameplay in the story.
아니면 엄마처럼
Maybe I don't know that much I don't know if that's the case if I'm being honest.
시간
Anyways, they're probably dead here.
모조리 지워버려.
저 해충들을 도려내. 쪽방향이 아닐 텐데. 사형. 길을
Darang. The one
Yeah,
who
you
is
fuck up
the
that tree.
soul.
어떻게
내 뒤.
죽여버렸군. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게
So
타격이지.
Darang turned into a distortion
Done
before
right.
gaining himself his own ego.
Yes, he distorted, then egoed. Oh hey, we're getting the enhanced skill 3.
Nice.
넘고 무수히 넘고 얼마든지 걷고 제쳐라. 내 앞에 달리시오. 그렇게 시원하게 주다니 능히 할 수 있어.
불끈에 지원해.
일정
적에게 치명상을 입혀.
이거리는 충분해. 너한테
How much health do those fucking trees have?
대단한 능력이
Not enough.
Never mind.
제가 늘 말씀드렸듯이
뚫어보이겠어.
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
I distorted Heathcliff.
일기
This is just such a shitpost. This should not be going as well as it is.
내 뒤.
I mean, you're using the fucking Heisho packs. What do you expect?
Fair. But also, I didn't think it'd be, like, to the point where I can just fucking beat Valentina.
아시다시피 우리는 앞으로 나아가기만 할 뿐.
Okay, does Hotline actually keep the thing?
Which thing?
Okay, no, he doesn't, because it's at Clash End.
물 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
Oh yeah, right, I need to use Gregor's unbridled glory.
무상한 목숨. 불끈에 지원해.
이거리는 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만.
지금 시계를 돌리기엔 촉박할 테니 다른 수를 생각해야 할 겁니다, 관리자. 쓸모없어진 놈을 후퇴시키는 것
막아내지 못해.
Where did she get all that shield from?
Charge.
Okay, sure.
말로 받았다.
I believe. I think you might have to check one of the egos.
물 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라. 오야. 길을 열어라.
That is 200 shield.
이 정도 탕로의 허덕이야. 우리를 아주 박살내버릴게야.
Heathcliff over here is getting smacked around with so many skill circuits.
물론고. 꺾고 제쳐라.
That was plus 13 on the coin.
이빨이지.
What the fuck?
Won't be tarnished. Well, he's dead.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며
What the fuck?
많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진
Hold on, is it just me or
데려갈 수 있-
does Arya's voice voice actor not Arya's voice actor sounds similar to Malkuth?
Maybe. I don't know. There. What do I want to do for the ending?
Into a certain book.
Hmm?
Into a certain librarian's book.
You sure?
I want to see the fight because, well, I want to see how
Hey,
the fight
Cat.
goes in Limbus.
No, I did not get butt pounded by Valentina. I was the one fucking her shit up.
That was the first secret boss fight. By the second, he got better. Third,
No, this
bam.
one. Oh, wait, yeah, no. Yeah, just into a certain book, I guess.
I know it's Fairy Festival. Hello, Smoke.
There.
간신히
Ugh.
싸우고 싶은 거 참고 했다.
Ashes to ashes,
어?
they all
Fuck.
fall down.
Okay, I thought it was going to be it for
Oh,
a
hi.
second.
Hi, Fairy. Larry, Fairy Lantern.
Okay, right. Yeah, no, I am missing. Okay. Yeah,
You
missing
need
rupture.
rupture.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Oh, hey, you got 66. Never mind.
I'm missing bleed.
So now you
that would
have.
be good.
Hold on, there's about. Well, there's one gem for every status ailment.
Yep.
And. Yeah. And it seems like you've gotten all of them.
Most.
Alright.
I mean, I could get more.
But do you seek more?
Get one. Okay,
You have Wrath,
okay.
Sloth.
Okay,
Poise,
yeah, no, I got, like, the
Sinking.
main ones. Because there aren't really a lot of egos that, inflict charge. At the very least, none that I'm running.
Uh, is there even a gem? Is there even a gem for charge?
Yes. You know what? Fuck it. I might as well complete
And
the.
just out of it.
I might as well complete the.
You might as well just take it all.
Yep.
Now you have them
I
all.
have all of them.
It's like the Infinity
No,
Stones.
you were supposed
but
to
there
obey
isn't
me.
5.
The seven status stones. No, you were supposed to obey me. The 7 status stones.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
Hi, the one Wa Carmen.
Oh hi, Carmen. You ring Rio, Rhodia got bazonkas buffed, so I can sleep comfortably with her
Okay.
evil blood containers
That
on my
is
face.
some information you felt compelled to share. That's for sure.
You do you. You do you. That's all I can say. Oh damn, Fairy Festival looks slightly more scarier than it does in Library of Ruina. But still, but
there,
Um,
you there. Sending it. Hey, bug guy.
my question is, how is Fairy Festival at this point?
Oh,
With,
because I
the
was
fairy
doing
queen.
MD and then Valentina showed up. And then I fucking beat her. Brutally.
Hold on, that reminds me, I gotta change my,
That fucking
I'm changing my
bitch.
thing.
That's a 60 on Lonesome Stand and Sacrifice to clean the garden. Holy fuck. What the fuck?
Yep, there we go. And now, boom.
Yep, just
There it is.
27 on evade. Why not?
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 눈부시지 않고 조료하지만 좋지 않습니다.
팍 식어불구만. 싸울 생각도 없는 놈한테 그러는 건 재미가 없는데. 이리게 하기는 하겠다마는.
Anyways, my question is, why... Well, I'm still confused why Fairy
Haven't
Festival is
done
still
MD in
labeled
a
as
month.
a Zanian.
Well, why not? Also, yeah, I used all my Durante skills for this. You can fucking guess why. I don't need to tell you.
방금의 해충들을 도려내라.
You're a lazy ass. Fair.
묘야.
엄마는 누구라면 뭐든 잘 다뤄.
길을 열어.
And forgot. Okay, that's also fair.
만들어두길 잘했네. 그렇게만 해.
방금 했던 공격은
보여주지.
매우 효과적이었어. 하지만 아직 부족해. 다음 공격은 더 잘할 수 있어.
어떻게
효율적인 대처로 대치를 꿰뚫었습니다.
Fuck's sakes.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
There. Okay, right. That does.
제쳐라.
징계팀 직원이라면
the
당연한 판단이겠네. 잘했다는 칭찬은 생각하는 쓰지.
why is she so dangerous?
청소 방식을 확인했습니다. 인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 송신합니다.
I have no
Six.
clue. Damn.
터진 것이 제법 보는 맛이 있단게.
And the fairy masses still have shield.
Yeah. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Get out of the shields, dipshit.
정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼
It does not matter. They are just fucking dying.
다행이군요. 재밌네.
적재적소했으니까
난 뭔가
효율적인
I never seen that before.
Seen what?
Or that just stream
It's
visual.
because no one ever uses fucking Shia Gregor.
I'm the one that uses him too.
No one uses him. At the very least, no one uses him close enough to their fucking Lord of Honglu in normal combat. The only time you would see it is in Mirror Dungeon when you're using Hands of Rehaishu packed effectively every turn. You don't use him close enough to fucking get the same value. To like see it enough because the passive you get from Lord Honglu is just kinda shitty in comparison to other ones you could get.
Oh, one of them's booked. Now the mother's
Stop
angry.
fucking-
Wrath.
Stop rolling. Stop failing. Oh, perfect. Man in the scabbard. Why is he your number 2? Are you psychotic?
Same.
Like, I understand if you don't have any other Heisho units, but like... No, don't. Why do you hate yourself?
이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나. 우리를 아주 박살내버릴게요. 화끈한 맛이 아주 딱이야.
I felt... Okay. Oh, hey, the enhanced skill 3. That's always fun.
Out of all the Heishos I have, I only have Gregor, Faust, and Yisong.
Okay. That was oddly low damage. I'm not even going to lie. Fuck, Gregor, really? That would have been a... I don't even fucking know how high that would have been. I just know that would have hit like a fucking truck. That was almost
It's already
10,000
hitting like a
damage.
fucking
Jesus,
truck.
Gregor.
괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기술로 계속 나아가 보자. 이 거리는 충분해. 너한테 지금 알겠지만.
There goes another one
Yo,
booked.
I'm gonna
And
like
there's
try
more.
and fucking kill the motherfucker this turn.
Why is there just so many fairy masks that just spawn?
Don't question it.
Queen Fairy,
They're just
tell
going
us.
to fucking die.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한테 지금 알겠지만.
Oh, damn it.
몸소 보여주지.
Also, who?
빨리 좀 하지 그래.
Oh, Otis is getting Matthias. That one's happening because it fucking got ego support at the start of the season.
And of course, Valentina
Yeah,
Rhodia is
Valentina
getting
is Rhodia.
Valentina.
It would be way too weird if it went to anyone else. For Lucio, it is Heathcliff.
Altheus.
Also, yeah, no, we're getting, Otis Matthias first.
No, I will crash out if Kim Ji-hoon doesn't tell us, not tell us, doesn't give us the nurse father IDs, since we already have Rien.
Okay, right. Yeah, no, we
We
will
already
get
have-
them, don't worry.
언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진
또
것은
한 줄
Okay, right,
Yeah.
let's see how much fucking...
핏물진 길일 뿐이지만
Wait, check on Gregor. How much damage did he do?
홍우는
Nothing.
이제야 알게 되겠지.
Barely.
이 홍로가
I feel like Blade, they might have stopped doing the, amount of, assist attacks, maybe because of the fact that I might have, accidentally unslotted all of their skills, but whatever. Also, lore accurate JQ.
So you guys have seen Dosia and Herodion's up to story? Dosia?
Who?
You mean Bloodfiend Herodia?
Dulcinea.
Dulcinea.
But yeah, no, who are you talking about, dude? The ring. Oh,
The ring?
yeah, bug guy. If you can't tell,
no,
we
I
haven't
haven't.
we haven't fucking. That's the ring. Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ, Roland.
What?
Just the sound of you up, getting your level
Okay.
up for
Right.
the.
I'll fucking clear those later. Right now.
Alright, now then. The twining
I hit the
threads.
wrong thing. Okay, right.
Funeral. Yay, there's a fun and funeral.
A funeral was held for Martin and the LCE researchers today. I thought I'd seen more than my fair share of deaths throughout my journey with the sinners, but never before had I witnessed this many people gathered in one place to mourn the deceased together. The unfamiliarity made me feel a bit out of place. Am I doing this right? Most of the sinners seem to be familiar, that
Similar.
feelings, that similar sense of being out of their element as well. Some of them were asking Mersal, apparently the most knowledgeable of them all when it comes to funeral proceedings and
Etiquette.
all manners of questions or pointers. So, that reminds me, at the start of The Stranger, Mersol's mom was dead, and I also actually recently heard a interesting theory related to Mersal and his distortion. It's that Mersal wasn't actually the one that distorted, but it was actually his wife.
Mersault's wife distorted?
Yes, he had a wife in the story.
Huh.
Extending respect is the primary purpose. And placement and gesture are unimportant if that objective can be accomplished. you want to do rodeo?
Oh, sure. Hey, where do I put this?
Beneath the third pillar to the right. Can't any of you quit chattering for 1 second? Have you all forgotten the
Instruction.
instruction to carry yourselves with solemn
Property.
property that befits the occasion?
Cut me some slack. I haven't been to funerals all that much.
I mean, I did tell you to read the manual. I even underlined all the important parts for you.
Sorry, Ishi. The wall of text was too much for me. My focus started fizzling out from page 30 onwards.
Haven't every sinner here attended a funeral before? Back when we set foot in that grim manor in T-Corp.
Thou speakest of the funeral held in young Heathcliff's manor, dost thou not? The one bereft of the dead?
Bereft of the dead? I mean, someone had died because they wouldn't have been
Wouldn't.
a proper discussion big enough to involve the Elfie Association.
Let me see that one.
What's the best finger? It depends what you're judging off of.
Not sure why.
Coolness, the thumb. That are like the middle.
Enunciation.
Elfie's
Notarization.
Notarization, otherwise. I've said this time and again, but it was just
Intentional.
intentional abnormality to prevent family strife.
Intentional anomaly. It is. If the situation was indeed thou sayest, then there was no helping it. For souls.
No. Sorry.
Oh, good. Yet 'tis a pity that the dead wasn't named at their own funeral.
The name of the deceased was. It was Catherine's funeral. She was very dear to Heathcliff. I have thoroughly reviewed the past 5 years' worth of local newspapers pertaining to the manor, yet no such name revented to the case was identified manager. It's
Because
fine.
guess
Pluck it.
what?
At least you remember. That's good enough, ain't it? It had to be the golden bough infused and
Influence.
influence. Somewhere along the way, everyone's memories of the events at Wuthering Heights had become wiped, the sinners seemed to think the Golden Bough had always been there in that manner, and that Nellie was coerced into stealing it by Herman. Linton, in their minds, was now a grieving brother who had been
Conducting.
conditionally researching for his sister's
Sake.
dead sister's sake. Nobody questioned it. Not Don Quixote, not Faust. Every single sinner believed the twisted vision of the memory as if it was a proven fact. Heathcliff and I gave up trying to correct them. Instead, we'd just check in on each other's memories every now and then. Because if there's something that he and I realized, it was that everything tied to Catherine had already been painted over. Every detail glinted and glossed over with the glow of the bough. The point is, how should I put this? The circumstances of that funeral didn't exactly leave us much room to properly express our condolences back then. Between Heathcliff running on a rampage and that Hindley guy bent on infusing with the extraction of the
Interfering.
with the extraction of the execution of the will. I assume that sort of imparted was pretty common stuff for funerals, but apparently not, huh? No, well, I think it's actually rare to see a place that follows proper funeral procedures. I traveled around quite a bit myself, but I can't confidently say that I've ever been to a legitimate funeral. The one at Wuthering Heights was one of the more prominent, proper funerals, if only it for pretending to have a proceeding. They at least prepared a coffin and even had a formal reading of the will. It seems funerals are far from being an everyday custom in the city. Funerals are considered a rather extravagant proceeding here as well. Corporations are not arranged to grant time offs just because an irrelevant someone has died, and the price of real estate standard makes it valuable to buy land and erase memorial houses on it. Then, what other options do people usually have?
We used to just leave them where they died, and after one's night's sleep, their bodies were gone just like that.
Better than paying loads of money to be buried somewhere. Just to have that stir up a load of daft rumors, eh? Rumors? You know, rumors about being valuable. There being valuables buried with the bodies. Or an arm being some fancy prosthetic. All that rot. Better let the dead go in peace than burden them in A grave just for some sods to later desecrate it.
You want me to voice Hong Lu?
Could you?
In Hong Yuan, people tend to set up graves in if they have enough room to spare. Of course, there wasn't a guaranteed that they wouldn't lose the burial room by the next reconstructing day.
Hohenheim scoffed and hung his head. Oh, those fools, all of it. Comforting the soul of the departed. Another mediocrity. All those funds so carelessly spent. All for the purpose of
Furnishing.
all for the purpose of furnishing the living with a fragment extract to cling on to. Are those words from his heart, or just something said to convince himself? Whichever was true, I couldn't see the look on his face, with his head tilted so low. The funeral didn't last long. It was just a brief moment of silence, followed by a few quiet goodbyes that were shorter still. The crematorium came to a close once Alice, who was still in recovery, came to pay her final respects. The flames devoured the coffins of Martins, and the other researchers, announcing the end of their existence with the crackling of firewood. So I suppose you'll be leaving now? Oh. We're staying until Gregor's stable enough to travel.
Dante says we'll remain until Gregor's condition settles.
Gregor came to his senses again a few days after his unforeseen metamorphosis in the battle against the Thumb Nurse Father. He was given a checkup, and Hohenheim said there is no cause for concern. Physically, that is, the psychological assessment turned up.
If you think there's a certain spoiler character in here, then please click off the video. Let me see. Disastrous.
Turned up disastrous to say the least. Gregor was declared unfit for combat deployment for the time being. So you won't be leaving just yet. Good to know. Then I assume you'll be okay with us borrowing Sinclair for a while? Me? Yes, you. The LCE wants to look into the sign you manifested, Sinclair. The higher-ups didn't waste a second greenlighting the project, which means what I'm telling you is more of a notion of investigation than a request of permission. What investigation? What are you... It's just a rather rambunctious instance of human
Experimentation.
experimentation. Calm yourself. Human experimentation? Did you really have to put it like that, boss? Not to worry, Sinclair. A wipe or two on your skin and maybe some talk therapy. That's all there is to it. Of course, we have your consent. The average, the average
Avenues.
of the average avid of researchers
Avenues.
avenues of research could vastly. No, I'm not giving you my consent. For your reference, the other departments have also submitted some quite enthusiastic requests for research and observation purposes. Oh, you have no idea. We had to get the boss to fend off the LCA's Mirror World obstacle observational department and their hissy bits.
Observatorium.
They wanted to be the first ones to get their hands on you and spearhead the research, you see. We had them, and we had had we allowed they'd have kept you for a good few months before letting you go. So the least you can do is thank us. To thank us is be a good boy and cooperate. Just in time. Our researchers are here. Arya waved at the researchers who were filling out the funeral hall after paying their respects. It wasn't long before Sinclair found himself surrounded on all sides. Wait, I'm pretty sure capable of walking there on my own, so don't just run any painful tests on me. Of course. Stay strong, Sinclair.
Bye, Sinclair.
All I could do was to offer an unspoken encouragement to Sinclair, who sounded ready to collapse into a full-blown panic any minute. What about you? You not going with them? Oh, it's back to a long-term recovery ward for me. I always thought scientific research was the one thing that flamed my passion, but with the recent events having introduced me to the merits of paid sick leave, I realized that time off beats research projects in my book marginally. See ya, bug guy.
Bye,
I
Bug.
won't stay up too late. Enjoy it while it lasts. I highly suspect that every request for PTO submitted by our department will be rejected for the rest of the year. Well, it's true, your average corporation doesn't give more than a week off a year. That fucking reminds me, when I first, that one laboring job I got, it was like actually 2-week holiday off a year. 2 weeks. There were
Not
like
bad.
some other stuff like if you needed to leave early and stuff like that, as long as you just let them know and shit. But also, you know, as soon as Alice charged off with her dragging steps, the researcher sees Sinclair and
Whisked.
carrying really him away. Alright, we should get going. Oh, do you all have somewhere else to be?
Well, I thought I'd go visit Gregor. I'm worried about him.
Got something I said I'd help with. Gonna be there for it. I'm going with Sinclair to get some rest. Also to keep an eye on the researchers and stop them if they try anything fishy with the experiments. But let me know later if you need anything, Dante. The center is fanned out in different directions. They seem to have their own errands to run during our stay at the LCE. Everyone's busy with their own thing. The only ones keeping me company now were Ryoshu, who'd been filling the air around thick with cigarette smoke, and Don Quixote, who was sniffling and asking around every corner for Vespa in a validated quest for a new color fixer whereabouts. Faust was still here too, staring bleakly into the air. Is she accessing the Gashel shock? You seem to have some time to spare, manager. As I stood there wondering what I should do to pass the time, Hohenheim, who had apparently finished tackling and signing the stack of papers, walked over to me. This makes things rather convenient. There is something I had intended to discuss with you and Senator Ryoshu. A matter that requires your assistance. What kind of assistance? WKOA says CH. Wait a minute. Did Ryoshu just step in as my interpreter? It's not that I don't appreciate her gesture, especially since she'd usually snap at me and tell me to find someone else to interpret whenever the issue came up. But I can't help but doubt whenever her chose method of interpretation actually accomplishes anything. This is, I must admit, a certain novelty in witnessing the reconstitution of that which requires the interprets into yet another lingering form, equivalent demand of it. It would seem we are in need of more manpower. Scratching his head, Hohenheim looked around for a moment before coming to a sudden pause as though an idea crossed his mind. The end of his gaze was a certain someone who was busy brigading the LCCA employees with her relentless questions.
Who else, pray, might know where he is if thou knowest not? Now listen closely. The one I seek is a bearer of hair fashioned in the likeness of a bull.
You there. Why don't you join us too?
Dost thou speak of me?
The LCCA personnel who were cornered by Don Quixote and her rather forceful interrogation regarding Vespa's whereabouts took the opportunity and fled the scene without so much as a backward glance. The moment their captor turned her head to answer Hohenheim. Indeed, there is a task that requires your assistance. Hohenheim, don't you fucking dare do what I think you're planning.
But I have yet more words to trade with the most noble yellow harpoon.
You seek to emulate the
Vert, I think.
version of Charvia. Does that entail turning down the earnest plead of those in need?
Anyways, I, I,
For the sake of clarity and decisiveness, it would be particularly practical to assign you a different identity from that of my assistant. You are to be number 2. That is assistant number 2.
I have not yet concluded mine exchange with the yellow harpoon, but no true knight would abandon those who call for aid. Pray, speak thy quest. How may I be of service to thee? Getting better at Don
Delighted.
Quixote's voice, Jesus.
The interpretation of the manager's speech with Center 4 was proving to be counterproductive. As such, your task will be to report to me what the manager says.
Haha, that is indeed a simple task. However, this WKOA in delirium, I don't know that word, mind understanding as well. Parsley, allow me but a little time to uncover its mystery.
Relay the manager's words, not Cinerioshus. They
We
are
have
asking
King
you.
Faust here.
They are asking you what kind of assistance you need. The request is impertinent. It was not directed to you, but I cannot deny that your meddling in the present circumstance is a welcome one. It was simply that the interaction and ineffectiveness of your suboptimal staffing choice, and workflow have become sufficiently unbearable. Faust hopes this was not so gleefully shared device to enlist Faust's cooperation. In any case, manager, this request of mine concerns the investigation into the back door located in the House of Spiders. I deemed that you two should be the ones most familiar with the structure and layout of the house. After all, you were the one monitoring the entry of the 5 pre-organized assault operation.
Wrong.
Center 4 familiarity does not bear reputation.
Bear repeating.
Bear repeating. Do we go to the House of Spiders right away?
House of Spiders.
HOSRA. You have assigned enough. You have assisted enough. Perhaps you could help Faust. Sure. Although not word for word, Faust relayed my intent to Hohenheim. Who responded by shaking his head. Not immediately, no. There is one more member you should bring along. One more member? Seeing me tilt my head, Hohenheim pushed up his glasses. The apprentice who was captured alive in the House of Spiders. Kira. She has regained consciousness. Cool. Those first notes are always so fucking long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lovely. Another.
What do you mean, Jumbles? The
Okay.
place Hohenheim led us looked less
Oh,
like
hi.
a recovery ward and more like an interrogation center. Though every single medical equipment installed around seemed to be state of the art.
You guys got
What the fuck?
mad at John? The fuck
This
is
is
that?
what happens when you
Well-
trust fucking Google add-ons. What the fuck? No, I don't
Mama
even think this
Donna?
No. Jumballs was just sending me something. It was something. It was a fucking. It was this stream, and it has like a fuck ton of dislikes.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, it was like fucking funny. I'm not even going to lie. Okay,
That
let me
is so
check.
confusing.
Yeah, no, I don't even think I have any dislikes on the stream anyways. This place looks well equipped. God. Jumble, shut the fuck up. Probably a direct order from upper management. Although technology to restore lost body parts are common enough in the city, a facility of this kind is required to preserve the original form of her lower body in the reconstruction process while keeping the cost reasonable. Reasonable? Huh? Do I want to ask how expensive the other options are if this counts as reasonable? A windowless room, thick with sharp...
The fuck you mean a windowless room?
Verta.
Sorry.
A windowless room with the sharp sense of medicine, scent of medical and chemistry.
Chemicals, but alright.
Chemical. Whatever. God, she's so fucking skinny. There's like no... It's just skin and bones. Skin and bones. Kira was sitting on the bed at the center of the room, kicking her feet as she regards us. For someone recovering from bisection, she doesn't look much different from how she appeared when I'd seen her thoughts through the sinner's shared vision. What? What the fuck? What do you mean the sinner shared visions?
You know how like Dante's connected to all of them?
Yeah,
right?
that's never come up before.
And he can see like their memories.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
under
that actually
specific
makes no sense.
circumstances, like during the Kanto retrieving the golden bow.
I mean, how were we able to command them from doing that? But my question is, Dante, the fuck you mean a windowless room? The fuck is that?
You can't see out of it, therefore it's not actually a window, it's just a one-way window. It would function more as a mirror.
Ah.
Jeez. She was captured alive for the extraction of information, yes? How far along is the process of the extraction? It hasn't yet begun, actually. We were waiting until the lines of information that warranted questioning can be isolated. So far, all available personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items discovered in the House of Spiders. You fucking wanna do
You want me
Kira?
to voice her?
Hmm?
Sure. Then what you even doing here?
There is work to be done concerning conjuring upon information obtained only from a recent inheritance.
Inhabitant
Of the House of Spiders. And following a discussion with the higher management, I've decided to put you to use as the company has originally had originally intended.
No TV, no comic books, super prickly, glare, and a cold shoulder whenever I ask for something to pass the time.
Why do you have such a big fucking coat?
And now you suddenly need my help? Huh? Give me one reason I should cooperate.
Hohenheim didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow at Kira's bitter tone. He merely gave her a nod with a stern, imperturbable expression. I didn't ask for your help. Put you to use, I believe is what I said.
What?
Your survival is not incidental. It is the result of a calculation. The company anticipated a probable profit by keeping you alive. Expectant gain, as the term goes. Without such a forecast on the company's part, you would have already been disposed of. The upper management considers concerns of people who would be
Disciplined?
declining to tolerate the daily maintenance and department costs of this room, even at half of their current numbers. Which brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining on this cooperative attitude, the company may decide to convince a meeting to research your worth, or shall we say, lack thereof, in its projected income statement. Well, sufficient to say that such a reassessment would shake heavily against your favor. The outcome would be a recommendation for immediate disposal. Hohenheim always had a way with words that could prickle and stinging. But with Kira, it almost felt as if he treated the usual thorn off for a sharp knife, intended on twisting it right where it hurts.
I'm dead meat as soon as my usefulness runs out anyway. It's not like you're gonna let me live, not after I killed a bazillion of your guys.
So you anticipate some form of cooperative level relevance responsible against your person. That is indeed a curious line of reasoning. Then I must tell you that, unlike your typical backstreet syndicate, as the middle corporations entitles of the city tend to avoid choosing that may incur losses. The value of the information that could be entailed from an apprentice of the middle, and the combat prowess hoarded under the taglias of a great brother of the middle, these two consistents are likely would increase your value in their eyes of the company.
Ah, y'all got zero self-respect, huh?
You should consider yourself fortunate.
Huh? The heck are ya on about?
Other companies would not have solicited your cooperation by means of verbal expression. Your interrogation would simply open your cerebral and harvest your brain, and extract any and all necessary information without going through the
Intermediate
steps such as this. Even without resorting to such methods, a range of available means to compile all the disclosure of information is practically limitless. True serum, hypnotic suggestion, electroshock, and stimulus, and of course, potential utilization of distortion and abnormalities. That being said, the LCE department prefers to discuss itself.
distance
Itself from such uncivilized approach that might entail complications and after effects. I do hope that we share a similar pertinently.
Predilection. You're so freaking annoying, you know that, mister?
The feeling is entirely mutual. Leaving the bitter chill of his threat to sink in, Hohenheim turned towards the exit. Give her some push and bring her along. I don't quite seem to be myself today. No, disregard that. That was a rather foolish thing to say. I will defer this matter to you, manager. Work of this sort likely falls more within your capabilities than my own. And with that, Hohenheim stepped out of the room, leaving me to deal with Kira. Her reaction was understandable. His reaction was understandable. The LC had only just finished laying its dead researchers to rest. Kira was probably the last person anyone would want to face right now, much less speak to. What should I even say to persuade her? I was still caught in thought when someone quite unexpected made her a Takira.
Yoshihide?
You. Heard you got stabbed in the back by Matthias.
That's not true. Papa wasn't landing a fatal blow unless he cut through me too. That's why he did exactly that. To aim for the enemy's head.
And he still failed. Also, probably the only reason you're still alive is because of the fucking blade potentially cauterizing the wound immediately on Slice.
Besides, he made the right choice. A little sacrifice, a little sacrifice ain't a thing in a family.
Family, coming from him, middle mutt, thrown out for his Kyle.
Kennel.
Doesn't it sound ridiculous, even to you?
That's...
Thrown out? That fucker Matthias was a GB, only by technicality. He fucked up badly. He was still family by name, but underneath it, everyone hoped he'd disappear quietly on his own. He was that family member nobody wanted around. Same treatment for me. Being his brat, not surprised it's the ST of the bowl cut too. ST.
That means...
ST.
Something.
Oh. Verta. Look.
Oh. Sorry. Same taste? Oh, young Ryoshu, can it be that thou also dost harbor a passionate zeal for fixum?
I quickly clapped my hand over Don Quixote's mouth as she smoothly chimed into the conversation.
So, what exactly is your point?
The point is, you're taking too long. If you don't decide whether you want to live or die, I can shorten the hesitation. CQ or I or all SYNC right this instant.
Huh? What does that mean?
Cooperate quickly or I'll snap your neck completely right this instance. SYNC isn't such a bad way to go if you're keen on taking that loyalty act straight to the grave.
Huh. This is so crappy. Whatever, I get it, okay? I'll talk if that's what you want so bad.
That actually worked?
Fixers who go out in a blaze of glory aren't actually the strongest ones. It's the ones who survive. The ones who live to see another day and keep getting stronger. Anyway, Yoshihide, what's up with your talking in weird ass abbreviations? Like SYNC? That's so random. Who even says that?
Roshu didn't bother to reply. It was simply chewing on the mouth end of her cigarette. But this is really the right call. To her, we're probably people she needs to settle the score with. As if half her tattoos are gone. Clock. They even confiscated her book. Think the middle's sorry excuse for loyalty means so much in this stray that she'd bite us? Besides, no better hear it from her instead. Hey, tell me, why Matthias kicked the bucket?
That's cause... Well, that's because Papa was weaker than y'all.
Yeah. You're the jerk's brat, alright. Kira pushed herself up from the bed with a sour face, but at least she didn't argue back. We called Hohen, who'd been waiting outside, back in. I assume the prisoner was successfully persuaded. Come, you will find your weapon on the table. You may use it in the event of an emergency.
What the hell? Can't even unsheath it.
You won't be able to use it without authorization. The code has already been slightly adjusted. Hi, totally nothing there.
Hello, totally nothing
Now
there.
then, let us head to the House of Spiders at once. The back door is up and waiting for us. We made our way to the House of Spiders. When with Kira trailing behind us, looking like she was smelling something particularly fishy on us.
Yay, second note of... Yeah. I think we're gonna at least have like 4 note... Oh, never mind.
Okay, I want to have at least one combat encounter.
That's our combat encounter.
Okay, right. Who the fuck what team do I want to use?
Since we're going against the ring, bleed.
I'm thinking... What is actually... Do I want to run Hey Shoes? Actually, yeah, no, it's been a hot minute. I'll use these guys. Damn it, Gregor. Oh well, I'll just use that in Corp. Okay, that's how you gain evade. Wall haste, I mean. Oh, skill 2 too. There.
눈
Yeah, there.
멀지 않게 조심하도록.
Only a few days had passed since our last visit, but the place looked marginally different from what we remembered. The sight of the hollow, frigid atmosphere and the endless stench of
Right.
Cortis hasn't changed, but Callisto's so-called artworks are now covered in white sheets, and unfamiliar devices were affixed to the back door.
Right. Hearthy, who might those people that there be?
Among Us. Looks like some shunky bastards moved in already. Our guarded reaction prompted Hohenheim to step forward and greet one of the oddly dressed figures. It seems introductions are in order for both sides. This is team leader Alan of the Wayfarer Company, who will be working with us on this investigation into the house's back doors. Wayfarer Company? A corporate entity partnered with Limbus Company, responsible for providing portal technology. It has prior occupation been referred to as New or Aspiring W Corp, though the name is an unofficial one. Our employees have also taken to calling you the New L Corp, something we have in common, given that we're both chasing after the same horizon. Ah, I remember. The company vying to take W Corp's place, right? The same horizon. He's probably talking about getting recognized as a wing. After all, the old L Corp has already fallen, while W Corp, from what I heard, is free falling at this point. And has been for like 10 fucking years at this point. And there are the manager and centers of the LCP department, our field operatives unit, frequently deployed to deal with on-site firsthand. They have more personnel, but the rest are tied up with other duties elsewhere. Only a handful will be joining this investigation effort. Understand, field operation units are almost always understaffed anyways. The support you've provided is more than satisfying. What the fuck?
He looks oddly familiar.
Alan gave us an understanding nod. The man slipped out of his bulky helmet before extending his hand in greetings. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Alan, leader of the Door Breach Team 4. Likewise. Before Faust could even relay my reckoning greetings, words spilled out of Alan's mouth in a strange, uneven rhythm, as if my ticking didn't bother him at all, like he was sticking to a script he rehearsed. I heard great things about you, Manager Dante of Limbus Company, and the bus team's performance. Your capabilities are on the suppressant of distortions at T-Corp is largely to push your products, and profits were nothing short of staggering, I heard. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be distortion restoring specialists to the public, but what's the product part about? The manager is saying it was merely a matter of luck, as they also looked forward to working with you on this task. Oh, are you the interpreter? In that case, I'll be sure to consult the manager only when both of you are available. Sure. Faust didn't seem particularly pleased with the role Alan had pinned on her, but she nodded anyways. She quietly came to my side and answered my earlier question while Alan carried on with Hohenheim. He was referring to the monolith sales project. The credit was attributed to the LCB at the Empress request of
Express
request of Mr. Herbert T-Corp's
Hubert.
T-Corp's executive director. Wait, what? I thought he was just the head inventor. Oh, so that's how the rumor spread, huh? We've revisited the agreements now. I understand you'll be assisting in verifying what lies beyond the back doors. I'd appreciate it if you could share any prior knowledge you have about where these back doors connect, as detailed as you can make them, if you don't mind. When I'm fixed, Kira with a pointed look. Though Kira responded with a definitive cocking her head in a slow in turn, she still gave up a sliver of information she had.
Honestly, I've got pretty much nothing. If it's about Robo Onk and his room. Ain't no way we hear Kira say Onk. I mean, I've seen Albina hit up that door and the other one over there when she was popping to farm stuff, but
Farm?
oh, it's gathering material.
I see. What kind of material?
Human guts and all that. She come back hauling piles of them. So they're probably connected to some back streets area.
The back streets. Any more details?
Can you stop prying? You're low-key pissing me off. Oh my god. What? That's literally all I've got, for real.
For a moment, Alan leveled Kira with a stiff expression. And even before I could register what had happened, Kira's head jarred to the side from a sudden punch by Alan. I thought Kira was nimble enough to dodge a surprise attack easily, but this one seemed to have caught her completely off guard. She stood there blinking, eyes round in rude surprise. Actually, it wasn't that he caught her off guard, it was the movement of the punch itself. It somehow felt off. The fist raised, the arm being extended, the blow making contact. The chain of actions was there, but it just didn't look normal.
Did you just hit me? What the hell's wrong with you? Wait.
As Kira reeled from the unexpected strike, Don Quixote spoke up in a cold, sharp tone.
Thou, what manner of discourtesy is this?
With all of the whining, I thought the brat could use a lesson to remind her of her place. I had no intent of damaging your company's asset, of course. I simply assumed the level of warning would not be inappropriate in this case. Team Leader Allen. That sort of contact may not be an issue of your organization, but here it is. Should it happen again, do understand that we may choose to terminate today's joint
engagement
without delay. My apologies. And we'll keep that in mind going forward. Alan stood down without arguing back, but Kira looked far from satisfied with how Hohenheim handled the situation.
He goes to sock me in the face and walk off scot-free?
My stream's lagging.
So freaking annoying.
Fortunately enough, her grumbling didn't
Escalate.
escalate into her lashing out at Alan. That punch just now, though, what was that? It exhibited a behavior that is defined the standard law of physics.
Defied.
Presumably a form of technology utilized by Warframe Corporation. Let us resume the task at hand. Since Senator Ryoshu gave Manager Alan whatever information you have, that door should lead to one of the ring's protected turfs. The other two on the left, I remember, were marked with X is painted with blood, but H and I, where they actually lead, is all blurry. It seems that's all the information we could provide. Will that be sufficient? We now know the doors likely connect to a pre-rescinded area. That's already a big improvement in terms of intel for Waveframe Corporation's backdoor mapping program. Which means there's less chance of us encountering a space beyond human perception past those doors. Alright, then I'll proceed with connection verification. Which door shall we test first? We'll start with the one Senator Ryoshu mentioned.
Huh. You don't trust me at all, huh? Then why'd you even bring me along?
Ignoring Kira's jab, Alan began setting up a various devices on the door, and soon an elegant white door opened before us. Shall we?
Art thou joining us as well, young Hohenheim?
Just this once. There are procedures for handling overfield operations. Okay, let's see what's in there. What in the... Is this some kind of wildlife exhibit? Okay, so what I'm gathering from this is that somehow fucking deers exist in the city.
Yes. Even saber-toothed tigers. A ram. Of course, a whale. No,
Also,
that's
this
not the
reminds me, I was
pallid
at
whale.
the mall earlier today, and they actually had a art exhibit up, and there was a fucking art of Earl King.
What?
Dead ass.
Send me a picture of it, please.
You bet. Okay, right. Give me a second. Honestly, the whole art exhibit was cool.
For a moment, I thought the whale in the background was the pallid whale until I realized that had already sunk it was a whale.
Sent it.
Not bad.
Also, I guess Harambe exists too.
No, yeah, because of the gorilla in the background.
Yep. The moment
Also,
we stepped
does
in,
that
the
snake
light.
have fucking arms and legs? Sorry.
The moment we stepped in, the lights hit us all at once, drawing squares and forms from the centers. Thanks to my lack of physical eyes, I could make out a room filled with statues or perhaps taxidermied animals. Yes, and to answer your question, yes, it does, Verta.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I know this is the ring and all, but... And there's even a headless, it's just a neck of an animal
It felt
in the
like
background.
a gallery of sorts, but it was so quiet that the air itself seemed to carry a strange, somber weight. After all, someone stuffed the silence. After someone shattered the silence, but it wasn't Don Quixote, our usual suspect.
Holy shit. The scale is just insane. That's the whale from the 8th Association, Great Lake. Special issue? Oh, it's
Kira,
actually
who
one of the
seemed
whales.
beaten down all along, exclaimed with a bit more energy in her voice.
Man, seeing it in real life sure hits different. And the Indigo Elder solo one shot these monsters with that harpoon of his, huh?
Not sure it wasn't one shot. It's the Great Lake whale. Doesn't look like the one we encountered, though. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Organisms.
Organisms of various sources can be identified here. Singularly modified, outskirts born. How the fuck do you know this, and how the fuck did they get it?
Wait,
They look almost alive. They're not, right? No, they're...
not duh. Through Robo-Unk did say that the ring has these zoos where they put monsters on display alive. Man, this would have been way more fun if we could see the moving ones. Everything here is dead. Still looks crazy sick though. The vibe really hits.
Even though she was trying to play cool, Kira seemed keen, sneaking glances at massive horned displays off to the side, clearly surprised in a way she couldn't hide. That said, I felt a distant shortage of
Hyperactivity.
hyperactive given the presence of a certain someone in our party. Don Quixote?
The eye of the second kindred of House Tepes. What's it doing here?
At the mention of the word kindred, I couldn't help but following Don Quixote's gaze. Opposite the whale was another kind of exhibit. It contained items lacing on
Leaning on
the
more
more
gruesome.
gruesome side of things, starting with a crimson eyeball that caught Don Quixote's attention. The body parts, like hands and bones, they looked as though they had been stapled from the human being. It's a gallery for the school of Fiavi, probably a main studio at that, which comes with a maestro's athlete and an auction house. Alan, we will be making our exit shortly. Prepare to initiate the lockdown sequence. Before Hohenheim could even finish his urgent transmission, numerous footsteps closed in from somewhere nearby. Turning towards the sound of shoes clanking on the floor, we found strange figures wearing animal masks staring directly at us.
That presence, it's kind of like Papa's. Ain't no way. That's not a raid boss we can clear at our level. We gotta get out of here. Jesus fucking Christ,
It's
Kira.
not that simple. Retreating is not a viable solution here. This door is connected to the House of Spiders. Escaping without installing a security system will invite pursuers. We must stall them until Alan is ready to initiate the lockdown sequence. Where are your pixels?
Wendigo.
As
Dear Skull Head.
okay, as tensions thicken, one of the strangers who wore a particularly bony mask stepped forward. One voice that spoke to us carried equal parts curiosity and delight. You came through that door. Then the house has fallen. Wasn't just a baseless rumor. A stray little spiderling, fallen from her parents' webs. How many years has it been? You. Who are you? Ah, right. It makes sense for you that you would fail to recognize me. I used to wear different masks back when I used to visit you as a tutor, didn't I? A wolf, if memory serves right. Yes, that must have been what I was quite captivated by. The sensation of tearing into the raw, still thriving flesh of living prey. And the predator's fascination, yet
Carvinus.
Carvinus
Oh wait, no,
resurrection
Carvinus.
howling rings a bell. You are that maestro whose whole lesson was a 3-hour seminar pressing the
Intensity.
intensity of primal colors and the strength of living creatures. Bonti, was it? That's right, Ellie Bonti. And they say you can't handle hatch a phoenix from a chicken's egg. Doesn't always apply, I see. Looks like that mind of yours is still shy as heavy.
Fine.
Still as a raven, unlike your nurse fathers. Don't pursue. I only remember you because of that typical,
Tactile.
that tactile of hide and guts made a pleasant AW. At first glance, it looked like Ryoshu was casually taking a trip down memory lane with the maestro, but I had a feeling she was, in fact, dragging this out on purpose to buy us time. That lockdown sequence thing, how much longer? Oh, it's ready. Young Hohenheim, the lockdown sequence. Sorry.
Oh, good. Young Hohenheim, the lockdown sequence.
Don Quixote, who had been shooting the ring members in insidious glance, sparked by the discovery of the Kindred's Eye, shifted relay at my words to Hohenheim without even a hint of her early years shenanigans. I'm afraid the procedure and the speed of the lockdown lies in Alan's hands, not mine. It is by its nature a time-consuming work we cannot expect haste. Perhaps that does make this a suitable justification for trial A. For trial plan A. Plan A? Any suggestions that involve Don Quixote removing her shoes will not be identified with a serious discussion. Instead, maybe what Hohenheim had in mind had nothing to do with Don Quixote's shoes, because he opened his mouth as though he was about to retort to Faust's categorical rejection. But the moment he followed Faust's eyes, we saw what she was looking at. He quickly shut his mouth and said nothing further. Faith in property is still something. Faith in probability is still something I dislike. As for this, however, it seems more grasping at straws. At the end of their gaze was Ryoshu's blade. Ariaga Isha. I was going to try and use it anyways. I've long wanted to see if the maestro's death is any different. Telling him that we were just leaving won't work, will it? No, it wouldn't. Every individual present would have been quite the fascinating specimen to the artists of the ring. We are practically a windfall of inspiration. A material that has so convention been delayed to them. Is it possible that they will allow us to return unharmed? Faust is right. She and Hohenheim are geniuses, and Ryoshu is the wielder of Artia. Don Quixote is a kindred of a higher generation, and I have a house of golden bow, and I happen to host a golden bow in my head. I have no idea how much information the ring has on us, but even if it knows nothing, they won't let us go easily. Are you sure about this, Ryoshu? Doesn't matter if I SAT or not. Clock. Think of that woman as Lei Hang, and do as you did in HC's mansion. I'll take care of the rest. Right. That's probably our best shot. What Ryoshu meant was quite clear. Resonate with the golden bow. Secure an advantage to fight. On even footing when caught, then catch them off guard by slowing the flow of time. A cut from Araisi, even if it doesn't give us a real fighting chance, might at least stall the maestro long enough to give us the time to get away. This floor of the exhibit only houses submissions of the students and dockets. But if you look closely enough, there are some passable ones that show promise of excellent experience. And above all, this is the gallery of the School of Varden Thieves. And the gallery of Emily Body, which is why I would have preferred to take you without an unnecessary fight, if possible. A shame. Still, we're taking a rather unique relic here. We're talking about a rather unique relic here. A masterless one at that. Acquire the Amshia Shay. Makes it worth the cost. If you want a taste. Confusion flickered across Ryoshu's face as she tried to unsheath her blade. What's the matter? Hell. The lock of the House of Spiders used to bind the Akardisha no longer exists. So why? Why can't I draw the blade? Now, that's unexpected. So the rumors of your mastery, so the rumors of you mastering that relic, were they false? The Maestro only gives a looming sway of her arms, but it was enough to make Ryoshu recoil. A shadow of surprise crossed her face. The wound looked nothing more than a light gash, yet the Maestro cleansed gaze shifted between the blood on Ryoshu's arm and her own, as though the attack had been an extension of a possible hypothetical. It wasn't hard to guess what she was thinking. Noticed, did you? I had my doubts from the moment I saw you today. Was the House of Spiders a success or a failure? Tell me, Yoshihide. What do you think specimens defining strength is? What are you on about? Ask any student, and they'll give the same practical answer. The deadly venom, the sheer scales. Why is the lamest disappointing? The Maestro advanced towards us with an adverse centricity. They seized a pegging thread dangling from the ceiling. No, calling it a mere thread would be wrong. It was something that resembled a thread, yet felt much more disgusting. For I have a particular liking for the jaw and the spine. The flexibility of the spine linked with a chain, and the jaw bound not by bone but by ligaments that allow the animals to swallow the prey whole. Perhaps I should have said that I admire their structural refinement. The thick cordon ring, the ringle cordon on her ring finger gave off a cold glimpse, and the walls and the ceiling suddenly began to echo with the sinking shells and crack of flesh and bone assembling. What the hell is that? Which brings me to ask, what better way to claim this device of promised material a single bite than a work of art fashioned for a snake? The maestro pulled from her arm into a long serpentine body of a monster. Her sheer presence
Radiated.
radiated a presence as opposed as oppressive as that of a nurse father, only more primal and untampered. Concerned, it's a privilege. Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has even been eligible, exhibited to the outsider. Hohenheim, is the lockdown sequence still not ready? 1 minute to go. Step aside. The attack from the ego gear, Hohenheim hastily bashed, did not last a moment. Weapon was knocked from his hand.
Oh, Jesus
As
Christ.
I stumbled to equip the sinners with their identities, something abruptly stopped the beast like appendage midway through the hurtling motion. The one who intercepted the blow. Oh wait, that's you.
Shit.
Was Kira, struggling to push back against the serpentine arms with her still sealed blades. Kira? Did she suddenly have a change of heart I wasn't aware of?
Shit. This wasn't the plan at all.
Obviously not. She could not have changed her mind that quickly. Because the look on her face couldn't be anything other than that of utter regret. The middle. For someone who doesn't seem to be a proper member, you're inked quite of the quality tattoos on yourself. You must be the new kin of Matthias took in. Why do you stand in my way?
Fuck if I know. I'm already regretting it, alright? Damn it. They're defo gonna ditch me here. Why'd I even...
Must be insistent.
Instinct.
Must be instinct taking over. Couldn't fully shake off the opponent's killing instinct, so the body chose to clash head on. So the behavior, whole facet of the psyche, could be controlled by suitable training. Unexpected data, but useful, to be sure.
Shut it, mister. Quit yapping and let me use my blades.
Authorized and ready. Lifting locks now. Kira's thermal weapons emerge from their sheath with a metallical clank. She used the recoil of the motion to slick back and assess a defensive stance. Naturally, that broke Bontia's arm from the deadlock as well. Maestro lashed out again with the monstrous limb, but
Huh? 'Tis a foul injustice to strike against an unprepared opponent in a duel. Behold, for I shall allow thee a glimpse of the badass from that only the most renowned fixers have displayed through the ages.
seeing an opportunity, Don Quixote slammed into the arm with her full might, knocking it off its trajectory. Predictably, however, the sheer force of the Maestro's attack instantly reduced her to a red sludge of flesh and bones, sending her remains crashing into the door. Ready to initiate the lockdown sequence. I'll seal the door immediately upon your exit. Everyone get to the door. Faust, retrieve the organic remains of Sinner 3. As Faust made her exit, what was once Don Quixote, the students of the ring surrounded Kira, barreling her out. A hollow clanking chuckle slipped out from her lips.
Called it for real. This is exactly why I didn't want to get involved.
Taking Kira back with us would mean having a sizable force of the ring trailing right behind her, though, through the door. Kira, too, seemed to have realized the risk that no one in the right mind would want to take. She lowered her head in defeat, as though she knew full well the fate that awaited her.
I'm such a dumbass. What was I thinking diving in like that?
You don't just stand there. Get over here. Stream's lagging.
Huh? But these guys are gonna come flooding in if I don't.
UTTM. Want to get cleaved in half again?
You pin this on me later. You're gonna pay.
Blocking the maestro's arm by a hair as it came down on her again, Kira hurled herself towards the door with every bit of strength she could muster. More than a few students rushed in through the doorway, chasing after the sinners who had gone ahead. Lockdown sequence complete. All backdoor links have been cut. Fortunately, Alan managed to sever the connection between the two doorways before the maestro could cross over. Bow cut. Think you can still use your arm?
I'm fine.
So she says. Curia would be strong enough, additionally, to fight for us, but the ring members that have managed to cross form a rather sizable force. Fighting them off with just the sinners I have at my side would not be the best course of action. In that case, guys, I assume you're all available right now. As soon as I call out to the sinners, their voices come through Hohenheim's radio one after the other. stream stopped lagging? Huh? I guess so. Ready for your orders, Executive Manager. Hi, Otis, and prepared to answer your call whenever or head wherever.
Hang on, I just need to finish this. Bye.
Of course you're fucking eating. Everyone to me.
Of course, of course, Roy is a big foodie.
열차 내 정리 요원에게 안내 말씀드립니다.
Malkus.
현재
Oh,
특정
hey,
호출에서
look.
소요 사태가 발생했습니다. 신속한 처치를
Hold,
부탁드립니다.
what's
Wait,
Kira's?
a dish.
God damn it! Despite releasing the locks on them, they're
Okay,
still
wait,
useless.
Wait, shh. Okay. I like this.
Same.
Anyways, what were you
I don't know
saying?
what it is, but no, I finished my thought when you told me to shut up. But in all honesty,
나선 속을 벗어날 수 없다.
whenever Project Moon and Zom creating like the songs for the ring, it's always got to be, well, based on what I've heard, it's like classical music mixed with a bit of
Orchestra.
more boss music, modern, something like that,
Okay.
and it's so fucking good.
Oh, damn it, Kira.
사실 이런
Oh, hey, what's
보호구실은
this?
제가 아니라
Oh.
세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠.
The,
관리자님도 알다시피
I love the
저는
fact that they
언제나
actually gave them.
Oh,
세상의
the
몫을 해내고 있으니까요.
Oh, wait. Oh. That's cool.
LCE. So now they crossed it off because she's no longer affiliated
Yeah.
with the middle.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
워프 열차 연산 시스템이 정리 방식의 선택이 적절했음을 판단했습니다. 훌륭합니다.
따뜻해.
한 상체는 피해를 받을 뿐 소멸하지 않아. 죽지도 않을 목숨. 최대한 고통스럽게 만들어 보자고. 엎드리듯 꿰뚫려라.
There.
자, 이제 이것이 시작에 간다. 별로 어려울 거
정도쯤은
없잖아.
너희가 걸어야 할 수라의 길
승리로 이끌.
여전히 그 끝이 보이지 않는 멀또 멀도
Yeah, you're fucked.
나선 속을 벗어날 수 없다.
소통의 80.
훌륭한 제압 성과를 낸 직원이군요. 효율적인 결과를 위해서 이쯤에서 관리자님이 칭찬의 말을 건네줘도 좋을 것 같네요. 물론 진심까지 담길 필요는 없습니다.
확실히 훌륭하군. 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간을 넘어간 적이 많다지.
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공호대 같았어.
방금 청소를 수행한 요원께 W사 인재관리부서에서 자동 승진 추천서가 발부되었음을 안내드립니다. 자세한 내용은 서면에 적혀
That
있습니다.
was fucking easy.
고체들의 체력이 많이 깎여나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가보자.
이것 봐. 한 상체를 제압하는 건 우리만 해도 충분하잖아. 있는 힘껏 찔러놓고
That was
으깨봤지만
fucking bullying.
언젠가 다시 재생하겠지.
I don't think I've gotten my conditionals that fucking fast while using a blood feed team.
It's only the first door. The impediments are already beyond expected levels.
I swear, I thought it was it for me back there.
Events of this nature won't be frequent. We were merely beset by ill luck.
If you just listened to me and picked another door, we wouldn't have gotten cooked like that in the first place. Like, why do you even drag me into this? Weren't you going to trust me? Weirdos.
We would have opened up them all at the end of the day, SD.
SD? What's that?
Same difference.
Again? Why'd you gotta shorten it like that? Just say duh, or something, or just spell it out, and say it was, anticipated.
That's WA. Good work, everyone. Wayframe does have a team. Does have a team dedicated to this sort of task, but the morale rate is quite high. Honestly, I was bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first door of an experiment without any casualties are under 15%. This is by all merits counts as a flawless experiment. Typing away on his device, Alan addressed us with an amicable smile. He seemed totally different from the same men who manhandles with a fist to the face. Those Piavis won't be able to cross over anymore with the door completely locked down, right? That cannot be assumed with certainty. Are you saying more might come? The corridors and back doors have always been the ring's turf clock, and those fiesta beasts have endured as long as a long-standing faction within the wing. If they've got that much history, they must know many back doors, both the original and destination points. Alan clarified what Ryoshu was hinting at. Yes. Warping to them, we lack sufficient knowledge of alternate routes, which makes it difficult to prevent infiltration. No need to concern yourself over much. Even if that were the case, it is unlikely they would move on the House of Spiders so soon.
They could always rush for a surprise attack, though.
Even that Viavi Maestro seemed to lack clear intel on the events that took place at the House of Spiders. So, if so, it follows that they will need time to assess and deliberate about the situation.
The situation?
The logical scope of their concern will be to identify the organization that has seized the House of Spiders, the possibility of additional traps beyond the doors, and the like. Once all backdoors related procedures tied to the House of Spiders are complete, the resulting security framework should be able to permit and block any infiltrate attempts. This operation is more important than I thought. That aside, why can't I draw my blade? Is it the new scabbard's fault? Ryoshu lifted the sheath sword with an informal and that's when I felt a faint vibration. The blade was twisting ever so slightly.
That quivering most faint. 'Twas seen by all indeed. Damn it, I saw it too. Is it possessed or something?
Looks like I wasn't the only one who's seen the sword twitching as though it was unpleasant by it it wasn't pleased at all with how Ryoshu was talking about the scabbard. Ryoshu's glance lingered on the sword before slowly shifting towards the back door. Could it be that seeing the scabbard brought back some memories of Araya? Ryoshu, do you? Is it an SS? A demon edge? An enchanted blade? Which is... It's probably neither of those. Nor is it a...
Sentient sword.
Sentient sword. This presents a fine opportunity to conduct another experiment of the sword. Excuse us for a moment, Team Leader Alan. Please feel free to go ahead. The attack just now damaged some devices, so we are going to have to perform some maintenance before continuing. There's plenty of work for me to do while you're away too.
Are we to return to the headquarters research facility then?
No, that won't be necessary. There is a facility here that should prove more than adequate. Okay, anyways, I think I'm probably gonna go to sleep.
Alright, yeah, I'm
Yeah, I just
probably
wanted to
gonna
do
go
that
too.
dumb fucking combat encounter.
피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰
Yeah, I
수
just
있는
fucking
유일한
hope this
꿈일
event isn't nearly as painful to grind for as the fucking LC
Checkup.
D1. Oh boy, time for some thread extraction.
점수 준비 끝.
Anyways, see ya everyone. Bye.
Good night, y'all.